You are listening to Revolution Talk Radio. Welcome to the revolution.
And we're live, and I'm going to hand it over to my co-host, James Hershey. It's all you.
How's it going, everyone? Back with another episode of Revolution Talk Radio. Today, we have the one and only, the owner of the Paranormal Herald magazine, and the host of the Beyond Reality Paranormal Talk Radio show, the one and only, Evan Jenson. Hey, Evan, what's up, brother?
Hey, Evan.
Hey, what's going on? Thanks for having me on today.
Welcome, Evan. It's an honor.
Yeah, it's an honor to be on. We'll have some fun tonight.
Sounds good.
That's what we do.
So, what is everybody doing for Halloween? That's the big thing. Scary events, haunted houses, what's everybody's plans? Anybody have any, special plans? Because when you're an adult, Halloween's not all that great, except if you want to go get scared and drunk. You know what I'm saying? Let's party.
That's what we're doing. That's what me and my fiance are doing this year. We're going to go to this get together, this party. Well, hopefully they have any contest for outfits. Anyways, the theme is 50s. So me and her are going to go as 50s gangsters.
Cool. You could be Al Capone or something like that.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
I'm actually hoping to do a charity event this Halloween. We're trying to organize for me and the guys down at Valley Vapors in Woodstock, Virginia. I've talked about them on other shows. We're trying to organize a charity event for Carry the Fallen to raise some money. They're a charity that helps a lot with our troops when they come back home and they're all messed up in the head with PTSD and stuff like that. They do a lot of work with them, so that's what I'm hopefully going to be doing. It hasn't come yet. We're trying to organize it.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm going to be sitting here watching scary movies because, in all honesty, I don't like dealing with kids on Halloween walking around. Chat just me.
Trick-or-treaters, man. I like handing them out candy.
No, that's
smile.
No, that's my candy. Back off my candy.
You greedy bastard.
You stay away from my candy.
Greedy bastard.
You little bastard.
Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing. I think I might go to a party, a Halloween party, maybe.
Well, you're young. That's cool. Do that.
Yeah, do it, man. Do it when you can. We're going to a Halloween party, but it won't be on Halloween because we have Revolution Talk Radio has a show on Halloween.
That's what else we'll be doing is our show.
Oh, yeah, we are working on Halloween, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
I guess I'm about to...
Our party's like the 29th, so it works out great. And then, during the day, we're going to dress up and then have trick-or-treaters towards the night before the show.
Okay, so we got Evan on, and he's going to be talking to us today about something that is just amazing to me. It's a creepy, scary-ass story, and it is really interesting because it hasn't been talked about a whole bunch by many people. He's one of the few, if not the only one that has. It's the white-eyed children or the white-eyed demons. Evan, can you tell us a little bit more about that, brother?
Yeah, I'll just break it down from the beginning. An ex-partner of mine, friend, that was hosting a show, Beyond the Edge of Reality Australia. He's no longer with us. We met online and we started to bring out a concept. At first we just did it. It was close to Halloween. We're like, hey, let's kind of make up a legend. A story that becomes a legend if it's talked about enough, right? And we didn't think it would really go anywhere. So we came up with the white-eyed demons concept, and then people started sending us their stories from around the country, around the world. And then there was a lady, and I don't want to give her name just because of controversies over the internet lately and so forth, but she had co-authored a book, a very famous book. It's a haunted story, and she had talked about in that same book about seeing white eyes and piercing white eyes in the house that she lived in Chicago. And so after interviewing her for hours about the topic, I realized that we actually had a topic that was a little more than just having fun and making fun of the black-eyed kids theory. With the black-eyed kid, if they knock on your door, don't let them in. They're going to harm you, kill you. They're going to torture you. They're going to do bad things to you. All that sort of thing.
That's like one of the urban legends, isn't it?
Yeah. The black-eyed kid's legend.
Yep.
Well, the white-eyed kid, after getting all these stories, and I'm talking over 100 different stories over the last couple of years together, I realized then that we really had something that was a phenomena. Mm-hmm. And the white-eyed kids phenomena it's sort of eerie, but it's similar but way different than the black-eyed kids. The white-eyed kids, or the white-eyed demons phenomena, is that they'll appear in your house. They don't need to be asked in, which sounds to me like kind of, why would a demon of any sort or an apparition like that, why would they ask you, hey, can I come in? You know what I'm saying? It sounds a little stupid, right?
You mind if I come in?
Permission?
Say, no, you're scary. Stay the hell out.
Stay out. We don't have time for you.
Yeah. So with the contrast between the black-eyed kids and the white-eyed kids are the white-eyed kids are the white-eyed demons. Either whatever you want to choose to think of them as, they just show up, and it's, from what I can tell, most of the occurrences that have been reported have been on Indian land. And that gives another, kind of punch in the throw there in the mix, because maybe it's an Indian thing, an urban legend, But the white-eyed kids, they'll just show up like in your house, And I had so many different reports from all this stuff, that they'll hover and you're like, they'll get into your house and you'll wake up, you'll feel uneasy, you'll feel an evil presence, whatever. And then you wake up, let's say, and there's this thing with piercing blonde hair, beautiful kids, and they're just hovering above you, and they don't talk, they don't speak, but somehow they can influence your mind, that you freeze up. So it's either being, really, really scared, or they have some sort of way to communicate with you telepathically. It's not known exactly. So there are a lot of different scenarios with that.
Do they get into your house kind of like a ghost, or they just appear out of nowhere?
Well, a couple places, a couple people had posted to me and inboxed me and sent me emails and stuff, saying that one occurrence was where this demon or white-eyed kid had actually, was on his little farm, about a 4-acre farm where this guy lives. He's an older gentleman. And apparently it was around 2 in the morning when he heard a shitload of disturbance on the property. His farm animals just going nuts, that sort of thing. And then somebody was breaking and entering through his pantry. It's an old, farmhouse. Mm-hmm. And so it was like, how you will kick a door in or something like that, rattling the doors and the windows and just being really loud and sort of mischievous in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're breaking into things, if you're, I know when I was a kid, hell, I would do that. I'd go into an old house or something and raise hell. You were kids, right? Yes. That sort of thing. And so there was a report, that he made of that, and then he went and looked and found absolutely nothing other than the damage done to his pantry door and a window on the side that was broken. And then there were some harm that happened to the animals as well. But so then he doesn't find anything, and that night he settles down to bed and he's awoken, and he's got cold sweat running off his face and his chest and his back. And he said for some reason his hair was standing up on the back of his neck. If you see something that just, have you ever been so scared, dude, that it literally, you freeze, and you're just in a wringing sweat, and that's being terrified is what that is. So he wakes up and he was sitting up at this time, how you when you sit up in bed, you rest against the headboard or whatever, and that's the way he was. And he couldn't move. Hold on, I got a damn train coming. So he couldn't move, and here's this this thing, this apparition, whatever it is, a full-bodied apparition of this beautiful young adolescent girl with long, flowing, wavy blonde hair, blue eyes, but she didn't have any feet, dude. No feet. So she's just like hovering above. Huh?
She's floating, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like it.
Wow.
The way he explained it to me was like a hologram. Like you see on TV, like on Star Wars, they have these holograms. Where the person just stands there like an image, sort of like that. He wanted to get up. He wanted to, to move. He wanted to say something, and he was just like locked in some sort of trance with this thing. He wanted to get up, but his mind wouldn't let him move. He wasn't that terrified, but yet he was. And he said after revealing what happened and everything, that he believed this thing was communicating with him, like telepathically.
Yeah.
So he was actually maybe, had taken control over his mind or whatever for he said it seemed like it lasted forever, but it was only maybe a minute or two. And then it just disappeared.
What do you think draws these things in? I mean, what do you think causes them to come?
That's a good question, and people have asked me, and I think it's some sort of omen. I think it's some sort of omen because what I've been able to verify with the stories is something tragic happened with each individual after the fact of the occurrence.
So it's almost like Mothman, then, kind of.
Yeah. And what you described to me sounded exactly like a scene from both the original and the remake of Village of the Damned.
Isn't that something?
That's crazy. That's so crazy because they portray that almost to the T of what you just said in the movies, and of course movies, but still, that's very creepy.
It is creepy. The only thing that I can say is that based on the actual tragedies that happened, with each person that reported the occurrence, the one guy, his wife died that morning. A lady that's Native American from the Cowlitz tribe has sent me a detail. This is about during the time where they were hearing all these strange noises, and they inquired it to Bigfoot and all this stuff. And she was the only one that came forward, and she's like, no, it's not Bigfoot. We know Bigfoot, okay? And this is something that we've never experienced anywhere before. I said, what about a shapeshifter? Mm-hmm. And she's like, a shapeshifter either. This is something we have never seen before. And then she went on to tell us what happened. So she texted me a week later. She says, right after the event, 2 days later, my brother was hit and killed on the road.
Wow.
So, I mean, there's some sort of really bad tragedy.
So James Hershey might be right. There might be some kind of omen attached to it or something. That's crazy.
There's precedent, too, in Native American legends, because they say that the medicine men would get warnings from their ancestors and from spirits when there was going to be tragedy and when things were going to happen. So maybe that's kind of what this is, especially if it's occurring on Indian land, Maybe it's like they're showing up to warn of a tragedy, but like where Mothman will show up to warn of a tragedy on a grand scale, maybe these things show up to warn of a tragedy on a micro scale, like just for that individual person or family.
But that still doesn't explain how they will infiltrate your mind and make you do things.
See, that's the thing that, if they're demonic, we already know that according to, the demonic, that's a whole different story, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I mean, we already know they can influence people's minds and influence people's reactions, get into their minds subconsciously and things. So that's why I threw in the white-eyed demon part, because perhaps it is something from another world, something that's never been born before. Mm-hmm. Why? But then if it's demonic, wouldn't you be asking, why does it take shape? Because we already know that demons don't have to take form. They've never been born. And so it's a good question. It's a bit of a mystery.
It's like an entirely different aspect away from ghosts who are trapped on Earth and searching for loved ones or what have you. To me, it's an entirely different aspect because, like you said, it could be an otherly world being.
Yeah, what if it's not demon or ghost? What if it's like alien? You know, what if it's some kind of alien that's coming down and appearing? I mean, because we saw in Star Trek, that show, I mean, you could beam to places, so maybe that's how they appear, is they just kind of beam in, and who knows what they want, but that could be a possibility too.
Yeah, that's the long lines of what I was thinking.
Yeah, and I had one man that may have been spot on. He felt that it was something. He was from the I can't even say the damn desert, the Mojave, I guess, and he felt that it was something that was traveling interdimensionally. Now, what is that? Aliens could be. Maybe it's aliens. Maybe I should throw in their white-eyed alien. I don't know. We got the Greys, right, and other stuff, the reptilian. So who knows? But I mean, definitely something to it.
Does this only is it only on Indian land, or has it been in other cases of where it's someplace else?
That's another good question. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, that's a good question. You're right. There's only one case that I can think of that was on a lake, and the lady lived on the lake and so forth. But it was kind of like, I don't know. I mean, you know, the only link to that was on that lake they have a little graveyard. And on the graveyard, there are some Indian Native Americans that are buried in that graveyard, and that was the only link that I found as far as Native American. But I mean, it might be enough. I don't know. But that was the only thing that I found with that case was that there was actually, you know, Native Americans that were buried in that cemetery. It's a little tiny cemetery of about 50 people.
It could just be attached to Native American spirituality. I mean,
yeah, because if it's only happening on Native American land or places like that one where there's a cemetery with Native Americans buried on it, it could be something entirely just purely Native American.
Could be. I mean, they have strong beliefs and very very spiritual people. So it's hard to tell. It could be another world being, like we said. I mean, it's hard to tell.
Yeah, there's now some of the other stories that filtered into me were, and this is kind of what touched bases with me the most when I started taking it actually kind of seriously. People had seen and had given me reports about seeing white eyes, you know, in their haunted locations and stuff. And now this isn't Native American per se. But some of the reports that were seeing white eyes and piercing white eyes glowing at them from inside their house, and it kind of struck a nerve with me because with my story, growing up around 9 years old till I was around 12, I lived with my brother because I was from a separated, you know, home. My dad was divorced with my mom and so on, so I had 2 stepdads, 2 stepmoms, you know, etc. So, of course, in the mix, you know, as they're all enjoying their lives, I get dumped off on my poor brother, right, you know, on the weekends. And, of course, when summer was out, then I volunteered to go to the farmhouse. He was living there renting the farmhouse for, you know, close to about 9 months. And that's really kind of what introduced me into the paranormal, some of the things I saw in that farmhouse that have stuck with me to this very day, and that, you know, seeing the white-eyed demon thing, or the white eyes, piercing white eyes. And,
yeah, it's like my first experience with the ghosts. When I saw my very first ghost in a cemetery in Barbershop, Kentucky, I'll never forget it. It's going to be stuck in my mind the rest of my life.
Yeah. It just, I mean, you know, with that farmhouse. Yeah, I didn't know the history behind it back then. I didn't know what was going on. My brother was innocent, you know, just newly married to his wife, and man, yeah, they were 18 years old, and you know, here I am, a punk kid at 9. Go figure, right? Well, so I remember coming home one day with my brother. We went and saw some. I don't know what the movie was, but it was a drive-in. He used to take me to those all the time, and we come home and we go to unlock the door, and it's like somebody had kicked the door in from the inside, dude. You know,
Wow.
I mean, the door was like hanging by one of the hinges, so you know whatever was
That's intense.
inside went out. Oh,
Yeah.
incredible! At first, we thought somebody was inside and was damaging the house and stuff.
Mhm.
The house was right past, and there was nobody there. Nothing taken. He had cash on the table in a basket, and there was nothing taken. Not a dime, not a penny, nothing.
Obviously,
there was stuff
obviously,
shoved
it wasn't a human.
Yeah, and so when we go to to peer into the door, because they had the old styled stained glass windows on it, the old Victorian, you've probably seen those real thick stained glass, right?
Mhm.
Well, these had a clear, yellowish clear where you could see through them. And right at the door, dude, were white eyes, and they were staring at all three of us, my brother, myself, and my wife. And
Damn.
I can remember to this day, my brother was like, what, and excuse my language, but I remember exactly what he said, is, what in the fuck is that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would literally make the hair on the back of your neck stand up.
It was, yeah, well, we tried to, my brother wasn't Christian at the time, any of that stuff, and so he tried to kind of set it aside as maybe a farm animal, or, geese. Here's one thing I'll say. Geese are, they're fairly tall, right? 4 feet tall, right? Or something like that.
Yeah.
A little under, okay. And at night, they have piercing eyes, sometimes yellowish, right? And,
They do.
throw you, okay. But one of two things. One, there was nothing in that house. Not an animal, not a chipmunk, not a rat.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, he had 3 geese, but they were all outside looking with us walking around. Nothing in the house. Nothing that's going to have white eyes that in the middle, 6 feet high. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, come on.
That's a pretty big goose.
I'll tell you what, if I find a goose that's 6 feet high, I'm getting the hell out of Dodge City. I'm going to kick my...
Something's not right.
It seems to me like there's something there. I know you, Evan, to be a truth-seeking missile. That's how I'll put it. Because you always seem to burrow up to the bottom of the bullshit and figure out what's true and what's not. So I really value your opinion on this, so I'm going to ask you, do you believe that these white-eyed children or white-eyed demons or white-eyed aliens or whatever they are, do you believe that they actually exist, or do you think it's just something that's a story?
I think that white-eyed demons exist. I think there are things that we cannot even begin to understand or comprehend. Based on the stories and the things that I've witnessed myself, talking to experts in the field, and I do mean experts. I know a lot of people say, well, how could you be an expert? If you document 50 or 60 years of your life to the paranormal, have written 40 books on the subject, I consider that to be as good expert as you can be.
Yeah, you're an expert.
Yeah, I mean, you're an expert on that particular topic, whatever, you're pretty knowledgeable. So, yeah, I do believe they exist. I mean, seeing the things that I've seen and hearing people's stories, I try to, if I smell bullshit on like one lady sent me a story and it was like 13 pages long, and so I'm searching for the story and stuff, and she wrote a book about it, or tried to, and it's been since taken off Amazon and all that. It just a bunch of fake nonsense. It was a ploy to try to market her book, so I never took that seriously. But on the other story,
real life experience.
Oh yeah, it was like something I'd seen from Stephen King's It. It was verbatim script. Hold on, damn, coming in.
Well, you're bound to get a few of those with anything.
So yeah, I think that you can't. But as far as the white-eyed demon thing, yeah, I do believe they exist, and I know that I've seen things, growing up, and it made a huge impact on my life. So, there's no way I couldn't think that they don't exist. Did I, in the beginning, think that it would be a fun topic to make up? Yeah, that's what it started out to be, is making up something that we didn't think would ever really be, possible. But after exploring the topic and hearing people's, stories and so on, and now, in movies they're writing about it, actually.
The white-eyed, and not only that, but seeing it for yourself in person.
And I don't think you necessarily made it up either. I mean, you know how my writing process works, how I'm just given the information. I think that might have happened with you, man. I think you might have thought you were making it up, but what actually put that into your head was something that either wanted people to know that these things existed, or one of these things itself, maybe. Who knows? But that, I think that information might have been given to you where you thought you were making it up, but in reality you were just being given a message, you know?
Yeah, because this concept has been around for years. I don't remember exactly when the first movie came out of Village of the Damned, but I'm pretty sure it was a black and white film. So this concept's been around for a while, and probably before Hollywood too.
Yeah. So I mean, pretty frightening, you know, pretty eerie thing to think about. I mean, there's nothing worse, you know. If I see something that some bad guy or something on the street or some thug, you know, hey, that game's on, brother. But when you're dealing with something out of the paranormal, something out of the super unknown, that you can't lay a finger on it, you know, yeah, it's pretty frightening.
You can't shoot it, you can't reason with it.
No. That's part of it. And you just touched that, I tell you. That's one thing I forgot to mention here is reasoning. There's one lady that had written in saying that she wasn't in some sort of trance or whatever, but she talked to it. She was able to talk to it, to whatever this thing was, and it grinned. That's all it did was grin. Now can you imagine that, having something hover above your bed?
Yeah, that's really creepy, but I mean, it shows that I understood, though. That's the thing. So, yeah, that's creepy.
I would pretty much be pissed.
Well, that tells me that it shows intelligence, doesn't it?
It does.
I would need a new pair of underwear.
So that's again. I can't imagine if that happened to me. I would probably never sleep with the light off ever.
Have the light on somewhere. Yeah.
That's the thing that sucks about ghosts and paranormal things is like with people, man, I'm not afraid of any man on earth. You know what I mean? I'll fight anybody. I don't give a damn. But you got a ghost, what are you going to do? I mean, I can't knock out a ghost. It'll just go right through the thing,
there's no physical harm to be done to it, you know?
You can only hope the shit in your pants, the smell from that makes it go away. That's about it.
Yeah, now that you mentioned shit in your pants, I think you just mentioned Hillary Clinton, but I'm not sure.
She was drawing flies at the debate, wasn't she?
She sure did.
I always said there was something demonic about that woman, and obviously you watched the Amityville with the fly thing and all that. This is the second time for Hillary that a black
second time
on her face.
Flies are attracted to shit.
And it happened to Obama several times, too, in interviews where there were big old flies that flew on him, remember?
Yeah.
Well, flies do love their shit.
Make a new movie. Hillary will write a new book. How a Fly Cost Me My Damned Election. I could just see that one now.
Blaming flies.
You're blaming on the fly.
Yeah.
Try to sue the fly. Yeah. No.
Probably my favorite part of that debate is when she said something about him being in the office, and he looked over and said, "Yeah, you'd be in jail."
Yeah, that was beautiful.
It was perfect. It was well played.
You know, I'm going to tell you, and I don't want to turn this into a conspiracy show. I don't need Blackbird helicopters and you know, black vans outside the Men in Black, whatever the hell they're called, from my freaking house.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you, everybody that's really had vital information on Hillary Clinton or Bill Clinton or anything to do with these two clowns has wound up dead. And I'm talking dead. I'm talking bullets to the back of their heads, guys. You know, one guy was out in the woods on a fishing trip and he committed suicide. What I forgot to mention was the guy was going to go before a national committee and expose Hillary Clinton. He was big. He ended up dead. I mean, it just goes on and on. So far to list, there's 13 people and counting that have wound up with bullets to the back of their head. One was an old double tappy. How the hell do you commit suicide by shooting yourself in the back of the head twice? Come on.
With a machine gun?
Yep. And Ben Foster was found. Ben Foster supposedly committed suicide, and he was found out on a very muddy trail with no blood anywhere in the area, and he supposedly blew his face off. You know what I mean? But there's no blood anywhere around him, and he's just found out there in the middle of mud with no mud on his shoes or nothing.
Oh, would you look at that? A clean suicide, yeah, because that happens all the time.
It does. I mean, every case.
Yeah,
of
well, you know what I think? I'm pretty sure I know who did that. They might as well blame that on frickin' Bigfoot.
That's a problem with them damn Sasquatches.
Yeah.
See, don't piss off the Sasquatch. They'll mess you up.
Yeah, they'll shoot you. They don't care.
They learn how to use guns.
Yeah.
See, what happened was Ben Foster was teasing him with some beef jerky, and the Sasquatch got pissed off.
Either the outer, you know, he ran out of Snickers bars and peanut butter. I'm not sure.
Leave a trail of Reese's for him.
Yeah.
That would be the greatest commercial ever. If Trump did a commercial that had Hillary Clinton bitching, right? And he walked up to her and said, "Hey, Steve, have a Snickers bar. You're turning into a real bitch." And it's like Hillary bit the Snickers bar, turned back into the dude that was all cool. That would be great.
That'd be awesome.
How about, is anybody, you know, a Photoshop expert? I want to have Hillary Clinton groping Sasquatch, and I'll blast it on my page.
offering him a Slim Jim while she's groping him.
Oh.
And so you heard the listeners. We have like millions of listeners that listen to the show either on live or replays and stuff. So everybody is listening. You heard that. If anybody can Photoshop a picture of Hillary Clinton groping Bigfoot and send it to the show page, then we'll put you on the show and you can do a segment on with us.
Yes, and we will share the crap out of it. We will put it all over social media. It'd be freaking hilarious.
That would be awesome.
Wait, I got another great idea. Hey, James, I got another great idea. If somebody will Photoshop Hillary groping Sasquatch, Justin will, on live camera, going live on Facebook, he'll wear a pink tutu.
There you go.
Yeah.
He might like that, though. He's got a man crush on Van Damme, so he might be into that guy.
Yeah, he's got a Van Damme crush.
I have a man crush on Van Damme. If I had a man crush, it'd be Johnny Depp, but I don't.
No, it's Van Damme.
Your man crush is the Quells. I don't want to hear it.
You're damn right. But I can admit it.
Just because you like guys in tight leather pants.
That's right.
See, Justin, the not gay answer would be, I wouldn't have a crush on any man. Not if I wouldn't bang any man. See, that's the right answer.
No, it just means I'm comfortable with my sexuality.
Gay.
Yeah. I just want to reiterate one thing. I'll make you all go, damn. Yeah, in a couple of days, less than 10 days, I will be sitting in a penthouse suite. Yep, my daughter made it happen. I will be sitting in a jacuzzi that's the size. The jacuzzi in the suite is, I think it's 10 feet by 14, just inside the hotel room, dude.
Nice.
What do you think about that?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for my invite.
That'll pop up in tight leather pants. Watch out.
Yes. Justin.
I thought about going live. You know what I'm saying? I can bring my inflatable duck and everything, and then inflate it and sit on that. Yeah, I'll bring my duck.
You'll be relaxing in that jacuzzi, brother, and you'll just be kicked back, loving life. It'll be bubbles and the whole nine, and all of a sudden a head will come up out of the water. Big white eyes. You'll be like,
That'd be creepy as hell.
I'll be like, penthouse suite or not, I'm getting the hell out of Dodge. Can you imagine me walking up to the hotel clerk there at the front reception desk saying, "You got to give me another room. This one's fucked. This one's hot as a motherfucker."
For some reason, my jacuzzi water is brown as hell.
There's flies all over the walls, and there's blood on the walls, and
People are like, "So what happened to that?" You just look at them like you don't want to know.
There's a 6-foot goose on the other side of the bed.
yeah, 6-foot goose with white eyes.
Flies everywhere. I think Hillary's in the room.
Groping Sasquatches.
in there molesting Bigfoot.
You can look at the bright side, if Hillary don't get elected, at least Bigfoot has a new running mate.
True.
That's true. You could look at it that way, yeah.
Yeah. I guess he needs some company. I can't remember who the hell wrote this article, but I copied it and put it in the Herald. I'm like, man, I put the reference there for the link, but it's some lady that, it looked like a copy of a picture of Dr. Jeffrey. No, it wasn't. It was Melba Ketchum, I think. Is a lady that had she was a dentist, and she came out public. Yeah, I've got Bigfoot DNA. That's when, as a dentist, have DNA in the first place. I'm like, yeah, okay. So
Bigfoot had a cavity.
All that beef jerky.
Maybe if Bigfoot has a big cavity, she could help him out there. Yeah.
That would be an interesting.
The crazy thing about Hillary Clinton is she looks more like a bobblehead than the actual bobblehead doll of Hillary Clinton.
Her head bobbles so freaking much, it's ridiculous. I'm surprised she still has a neck.
And she has that giant water head. I mean, her head is like
that's like a watermelon just bobbling around.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about Bigfoot much. We do have a good show coming up on Tuesday with Dr. Don Jeffrey Melderman. I hope you guys can tune into that. It might be pretty interesting, but yeah. So, White-Eyed Demon. Back to that topic.
Is he a Bigfoot guy that you're having on?
Yeah, he's going to be. Yeah, he is. He's a cryptozoologist that teaches out of, I think it's Idaho State University and all that. So it'll be a fun topic, and he's a pretty serious guy. So I'm not sure how it's going to go with me because everybody knows I'm not the most serious guy in the planet.
But now you're speaking James's language.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I was on a show with Evan when he did his last Bigfoot show. I was on with him. And I was so excited because I thought, oh, cool, it's going to be a Bigfoot expert. Because I love Bigfoot. Bigfoot's the shit, right? So I was so excited. And then it was like, I thought I was on with Justin because it was like a skeptic that didn't even believe in Bigfoot. I was like, no! I want to talk about my man crush on Bigfoot, and I can't because this person didn't even believe.
His man crush,
I've had people say, you better shun that son of a bitch. You need to shun Evan Jenson out of the Bigfoot community. And I thought, why? Is Bigfoot getting upset?
Right? Checking with the big guy. Is he pissed at Evan or something?
Bigfoot's out there holding up a sign at his dentist office going, down with Evan Jenson.
He's sitting in a fridge writing angry letter.
Yeah.
Anti-Evan Jenson.
He's writing Hillary.
Boycott Evan Jenson. I am real.
He's writing Hillary, saying, Hillary, we need to do something about Evan Jensen. This is Bigfoot.
WikiLeaks will be releasing that next week.
If you were to Photoshop Hillary Clinton with a beard and mustache, she'd probably make a good Bigfoot.
She might.
I'm looking for that now.
He's gonna look for it. He's looking
Justin's on the case.
Justin's
we'll have it by the end of the show.
Justin's our case. He's our investigative reporter on the show. You want a picture of Hillary as a Bigfoot? He'll find it.
Yeah, that's kind of like saying Ryan Buell for president, right?
Yeah, that's another interesting story that Evan has been on the front line of that really broke the story. And if you want, Evan, you can talk about that a little bit because I'm sure our audience would really enjoy hearing all about the trials of Evan.
Well, yeah, I know I've been a little vocal about it publicly. I mean, but Ryan Buell and I go back a long time, years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can remember, following the guy's shows and I'm like, hey, these are really good, and then I met a man named Kirby Robinson that's an author, and he became actually a very solid friend of mine to the day. And he had written 3 books prior about Ryan Buell and the IM6 case and all that. And he was slamming Buell like there's no tomorrow in a blog called Eye of the Paranormal, which was at the time, he was one of the most well-read and respected blogs out there. And so I followed, him there through that Eye of the Paranormal blog, and then it's just ironic because he used to say, "Yeah, I'm psychic," and I'd call him. I'd be like, "Yeah, you're full of crap. Psychic is my size 18 tennis shoe," that sort of thing. And everything that he's written about in these books has came true to the day, which is just freakish. Yeah, it's freakish. I mean, he talked about the star and how he was scamming money, and he hadn't even done any of that stuff yet. And then it all happens, and I'll say allegedly, somebody gets in trouble. How this star's allegedly done all this, and it just, like I said, it's just there's no way it could be a coincidence when you write 3 novels about the topic and everything, and I mean everything comes true. That's freakish, man, and with Ryan Buell and now his recent arrest in Pennsylvania, although it's an unrelated case, obviously, I mean, the guy, allegedly takes all that.
Yeah, we're talking on an Nostradamus level here. That is crazy.
Yeah, it was, But there's a lot of things that we've written about and kind of breaking down his secret group, and it's been secret for many years, only a few select people inside PRS, and then he gets a fan base, and what did it for me was when a lady came to me and said, "Hey, I'm so-and-so, and I'm not going to blast her name ever. I've never disclosed that source, nor will I ever." When she comes to me and she says, "Yeah, my son had Lou Gehrig's disease. He was very sick. We had tickets to go see Buell in the Conversations with the Dead tour in Canada, and they flew down there. They had came from another country, actually, not even the United States. So that made it even, airfare was, ungodly expensive. So they fly down there. They didn't know that the event was going to happen. They get down there. There's no hotels booked. There's no events. They have a sign in the damn window saying, "Sorry, there's no event scheduled." And so they're out hotel fares, they're out plane fares, they're out food costs, all that, travel arrangements, everything. So they had to, not only did they give all that money to Buell, but they gave him $900 a person for this VIP treatment package that never existed. So when they had already prepaid everything, not only did they pay once, but they had to double pay. They had to stay there, right, for the hotel. They had to, all this other out-of-pocket costs and everything. So they got zapped twice by the bastard. And then to make the story really, really shitty, and it's when I kind of got involved, and I'm like, you know what, this son of a bitch needs to be brought down to a truthful level. And that's when she had texted me just 2 weeks after that date that her son died. So he passed away, and part of what makes it even worse is the fact that the money that she spent, he had taken for his treatment that he needed. He needed these treatments, every 2 days or whatever shit it was to even survive. So, yeah, he not only did he not get what he wanted as a last hope and wish, but he died in the process. See, so that's kind of what got me into doing what I was doing. It was just tragic, That
was very tragic. Not to mention that loss of a loved one, and they were ripped off, and they were lied about.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of people that are really upset with Buell, man. A lot of people.
Yeah, they are. And I've got news that I can't share yet, but when it is, I'll tell you what, he's going to break big time out there in the news media. You haven't seen nothing yet, but wait 5 days. 5 days from today, and you'll see something that's going to hit one of our articles that you'll be like, holy moly, it's another major, major impact on the story.
We'll share that out of it. That'd be great.
Well, yeah, I'll let you know as it comes out there and everything. Okay. I can't discuss now just because I'm in talks with a federal agency. That's all I can say. So, and it's big. Yeah, And let me just say this. I'll mention one name and you put it together. I'll give you little hints, but that's all I can do. Al Capone. What happened to him, brother?
Yep, we'll leave it at that. That's a good hint.
There you go.
So sweet. Whenever it comes out, you guys stay tuned because Revolution Talk Radio we'll share that for you. Get the information out there for you.
Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. We just need about 5 more days, and I can go national with it. So, and we'll look forward to that. I mean, it's big news and so forth. So yeah, and maybe it'll put closure to some things. Some things you will never have closure when that sort of thing happens to people. I mean, and there's a lot of people that are angry. I get anywhere from 50 to 250 inbox messages every day. It's been nonstop for 3 weeks straight.
Wow.
And it's difficult because you want to message these people back, and give them a thumbs up, or they're asking what's new, or and they're releasing their information like never before. What's ironic about it is, the group itself, the PRS group, is just basically went silent. There's nothing going on except for a few of the former reality co-stars. Yeah, I mean, like Mel Bellinger and Coffee and Chad Kallick and people like that. They all have went public because basically what they're all doing, and I might catch some flack for this, but they're covering their ass. You know what I'm saying? Because they were all with this guy during these events. And let's assume that Buell was, a drug, had an addiction problem, whatever, okay.
Mm-hmm.
As was stated, Chad Kallick, when he recently came out and said, yeah, you got a substance issue. Well, my question to all these people in the paper, in the articles, in the Herald are, why didn't you say something when he was allegedly scamming people? Why do it now?
Mm-hmm.
Why not when, and they won't answer that, they'll send people to attack you, like Michelle Bellinger. She sent, huh?
I was just agreeing with you, I'm sorry.
She sent, Michelle Bellinger, she put a message on my, on her wall saying I've got a problem, and then detailed what it was. She basically then told people to come and attack my page, and I was getting attacked by some of her minions, and that lasted about, not even 10 seconds when people saw that. And then the people that were being cheated started putting these people on front and center. They all backed off real fast. It was like, you're really going to come out and attack the people that got scammed? You're going to start a holy war. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, anyway, there's an article for those people that are listening. There's an article, if you go to Google and you Google Carol Malone fraud or scammer Tombstone News, they wrote an article on me, my story, why the Herald does what it does, and it's a full-page report in their paper, and it outlines the story of Buell and so on, and myself, and you can Google that. Just Google Carol Malone fraud Tombstone, Arizona. It pops right up on Google. So the Tombstone Gazette wrote the story. But that's just another piece of the Herald. But it is what it is. Anything else you guys want me to talk about that I may have missed? We have questions.
Actually, we got about 5 minutes left in the show.
No, we have 11.
Okay.
We have 11? Yeah, we have 11.
Oh, we started
late.
I hope that wasn't too boring tonight. Just kind of nonchalant. I didn't have anything really reserved. Just talked about some fun things and joked a little bit and had a good time.
It was very interesting.
Yeah. I have
Glad
a question.
you came on, man. We got nothing but love for you, brother.
Yeah,
we appreciate you coming on.
I have a question for
I
you.
appreciate coming on. Thanks for having me on, and thanks for supporting Kelly too. Kelly Griffin, you've had her on twice, and
Yeah, we love Kelly.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah, she
Kelly.
was fun, man. She was fun. Fun to have on. Very interesting.
Well, and in 2 episodes,
Yeah.
we turned her into sitting on her porch ready to shoot somebody.
she's really, really a lot of fun to have on, and she's a good person. She's kind-hearted and not crazy, you know. So I mean, I've had some real winners on my show that have worked with me that ended up being nuts. So I'm thankful that we have Kelly to help. She's
I remember, brother. I've been on with you with some of them.
Just saying, you can't always tell, you know, and that's the bad thing about having people on that work with you. You don't know them until you know them, and that's the business, and it's in Hollywood, man, in the entertainment system everywhere. So I mean, it's everywhere, radio, TV, whatever, man. So.
And from me to you, brother, I want to extend an invitation. Whenever you want to come on, or whenever Kelly wants to come on, just hit me up, send me a message, man, and we'll get you scheduled. If you have something new coming out you want to plug, or if you just want to come on and just hang out, or if Kelly wants to come on and just hang out, both of you, man, you're always welcome. We love you guys.
Absolutely. You guys are more than welcome on our show.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, you guys. It's fun. The hour went by fast, so, you know, you did a good job tonight. You didn't allow any dead time or anything like that. You did a good job, so...
I have one question.
On again. It was a pleasure being on the show, and...
I have one question for you.
We'll be in touch.
Go ahead, Eric.
Have you ever done a ghost, like a ghost hunt, and been scared out of your mind?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a case in Milwaukee here where I was living, and yeah, it was an 11-hour lockdown, and I don't do them anymore. I quit. It was pretty nasty, really nasty, in fact. Intelligent knocking. A little boy, aged 9 then, was having vivid dreams and things, and seeing really demonic-looking, just nasty images. And the case just went from reality to extremely bizarre with a harrowing twist to it. And after the 4th time of being there, we called in a priest for the family, and I left. I never returned to the house since. I got physically sick there. I can't explain it. Sweats, heart racing 100 miles an hour, that sort of thing.
Damn.
And I said, this is it. This is for me. It was really bad. I never publicized it in the media, and I found out what was there. Whatever it was just not. It was demonic, and had something to do with the boy's adolescence, and he was actually gifted. It took almost a full year to put the whole case together to figure out what in the hell was really happening there. The boy would tell you about images and things that he's seen, or where places he's been, he's ever been in his life. Just some freaky stuff going on there, man. And the evidence we got finally was a full-bodied apparition, and it is what it is, but it's one of the best footages I've ever seen. I sent the image into Paranormal Witness of the UK, and they certified that it was uncut, not edited, and they labeled it in an email as the best footage they have ever seen.
Wow.
Nice.
So, it showed an image coming out of their basement wall, materializing, just in front of, with a see-through image of light and freaky shit, man. So, yeah, I was scared big time. I didn't go back. Even the priest went there.
I wouldn't
once.
either.
Yeah, he didn't go back either. He went there, blessed the house, and that was it. She couldn't even get the priest or anybody inside her Catholic church to go back to that house. She ended up moving finally.
You're screwed.
The priest is like, screw you, I'm out.
You're screwed. You're screwed when not even a priest will come back to your house.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Bye.
See ya. Dominus ominous.
He's like, what does God say? He says, God says you on your own.
It's all you.
Yeah, exactly.
God says, I'm out.
All right, well, look, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. And again, I want to thank you for having me on and listening to me.
Anytime.
All right.
And everybody go check out Evan, Paranormal Herald magazine. Awesome paper, man. It's got some really interesting stuff. And Beyond Reality Paranormal Talk Radio, he does his own show. It's absolutely amazing. Thank you again, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on. Very, very interesting.
I appreciate the plug. All right, I'll be on again soon. Thanks a lot, everybody, and have a good night. Stay safe this Halloween.
You too.
Good night now.
Night.
That was a good one.
Yeah, he's a very, very interesting guest.
Yeah,
I definitely have him on again.
Yeah, that. I mean, damn.
That was some really great stories. Very, very interesting.
Yeah, see that white-eyed children thing. That was the thing that's got me thinking that it's not something like alien-wise. Is it's only happening at Native American sites.
Yeah,
that's got me leaning more. That's got me leaning more towards the spiritual side than it does the extraterrestrial. Awkward. Yeah, because I mean, if it was extraterrestrial, wouldn't it be happening everywhere and not just on the Indian burial sites?
Exactly, and exactly. So that's what makes it even more interesting.
The cool thing is, like, I've done a lot of shows with Evan on his show and stuff. I've been on, and one thing I really love about Evan is he doesn't BS you. If he doesn't know something, he will flat out say, I really don't know. It could be this, it could be that. He's not one of those guys that pretends to know stuff that he doesn't actually know.
He's like, well, it's got to be this,
Yeah, that's why I called him like a truth-seeking missile, because that's what he does. I mean, there's been stories that I've read on the Paranormal Herald where if he would have went along with the stories, they would have been huge, and it would have been great for him, but they were true, and he calls them out as untrue, which shows a lot of integrity.
It does. So what's our minute mark?
We got like a little over 3 minutes left.
Okay.
So let's do our plug.
Shout out to Ronda Rousey.
Yes. Big shout out to Bravo Tickets for showing Revolution Talk Radio love. Thank you.
Gage, what's your shout out again?
Ronda Rousey. I really want to fight her. I really do.
He really wants to die.
And a happy belated birthday to Helen, my fiance's mom.
Happy birthday, Helen.
Hey, Jinx, you almost done it. Whoever said it first.
And join it. Don't forget, next Monday we're supposed to be having Sal Hernandez from STX Media on here to talk about his movie company, talk about horror movies in general. That's going to be a lot of fun.
And for our listeners, I know we said this week we're going to be expanding, but there's been a little difficulty with Mixler, and we're working on it. The new shows are coming. Just bear with us; they will be here. So we
will be here 1 hour a night. Doing our show every night now. Instead of just once a week, we'll be on every night for you for an hour. But here very soon, we're going to have a 2-hour show every night, plus an additional show of one of the people from our family, which is going to be kind of cool. Yeah. I'd like to give a shout out once again to Valley Vapors in Woodstock, a gentleman named Sergeant Andy Springer, who is one of the owners, and he is a war vet. And I've helped him on a couple different charity things he's done for Carry the Fallen. Everybody check that charity out and donate to it, because it really does a lot of good to help our troops. And we really ought to be helping our troops a lot more than we do.
Yes, please check into that and please donate.
Yeah, and if you're in the area, stop by, man. They're the best vape shop in town. That's one I go to, and help them out so that they can continue to do these great things for our vets, man.
Yes, and a quick shout out to iHeartRadio for them listening and showing us some love and some interest. Thank you.
And a big shout out once again, coming up on your anniversary of this show, and I've done it alone. I've done it with a big shout out. I just want to say to my co-host, my son Gage, who was the first one with me, couldn't do it without you, and to James and Justin. I wouldn't have this show any other way than what it is now. So I thank you guys for doing all you do for this show and for me. It's awesome.
We love you,
brother, and thank you.
And another shout out to my fiance Nikki, who is a big part of behind the scenes that a lot of people don't catch. A big part of the behind the scenes Real Talk, or Revolution Talk Radio. She does all the Facebook page, the setting it all up. She does all of our signs and our logos. So another shout out to her for all that she does for us too, behind the scenes, that no one gets to see, because it really does take a lot to keep this show going.
Absolutely, and that's why, like earlier today, check out our Facebook page. I posted all of us on there.
Yeah,
Amanda, posted Amanda, Nikki, James Ash, which he's got a show coming up, and all of us, of course. And don't forget, every night you're going to listen to these three dudes, Gage, James, and Eric, and I'll jump on about once or twice a week, and I'll be here every Monday.
Yeah, tomorrow we're going to do a show, just a regular old show. We're going to try to do some laughs. We're going to try to do some news. We're just going to mix it up, and stay positive and love your life, everybody. Thanks for listening.